Welcome back to our live stream. This is the live stream in which we talk about how we edit the videos for the Singapore Frontrunners run at Sunset Way. We captured the video with a Insta360 X5 video camera, and we edited the videos with Adobe Premiere, exporting it into a vertical format, 9:16 aspect ratio, and published it to Instagram. The video is now live. Let me do a quick run through with you. So if you go to Instagram, we'll see that we have our videos here. It's not exactly as viral as earlier videos. We're hitting 268K for one of our earlier videos, but today after about 12 hours we hit 1,200 views. Not bad, but could have done better. Let me just play the video to give you a run through of what was happening in there. Let me just pull out the video from Video 360, and it's in the Sunset Run Way folder. By the way, all these videos are available in my Google Drive. If you go to Google Drive and look for my videos, for example, if we go into YouTube here, if you click on my videos, let's say Sunset Way Run, in the video description we have a link to the raw video. This is in Google Drive. If you go into the Google Drive, you will be able to see all the raw video of my files. Then go into the Premiere folder, and you will see the Premiere project file. This is good reference for you in case you want to figure out how I did some of these fancy effects. Now heading back to our video that we created, so you can find all these files on my Google Drive. Let's look at the output, which is real1.mp4. Let's open it. Right, I'm going to play it one time and show you what it's like. This is the video that was published on Instagram this morning. It's 36 seconds long. Yep. And it's quite nice because our video ends with our dear friend Senthil. This is his last run with our Singapore Frontrunners. He's flying back to Barcelona. So all the best to you, Senthil, and I'm sure you have lots of fun back in Barcelona. Some interesting things that I quite like about the outcome is that everything in the music and the video is all very well synced. And that's because we created the music before we started editing a video. Everything is all precise to the beat. So for example, when the song says go, we swing to the right, and then after that we start this very dizzy and trippy sequence, very fast run at Sunset Way. Then the second go disappears, then at the next, the second and third beat, these two frames appear. Everything is all nicely synchronized. Then at the transition to the rap, this final shot appears. Everything turns out quite well. That's one of the good things about editing a video when you have the music done in advance, and I'll keep doing that for my next video. Um, right. Remember I said earlier that one of the problems with my video is that there's too much sky. That's why now we getting a bit smarter. Instead of showing too much sky, we now do the stacking. So we do a 3-layer stack, and then we synchronize the motion. In a way that it looks less confusing for our viewers. Notice that we do a 3-layer stack here. In the earlier live stream, I mentioned that we changed the field of view so that things look more compressed vertically. Otherwise, they won't fit into the wanted frame. And also, we play around with the framing. We got three frames here. Then after that, we moved on to 2 frames. And this is where the video got faster also. With the 2 frames, we have an interesting aspect ratio. This is 9:16. When you have 2 frames, this becomes 9:8, 9:8. It becomes like a square kind of form factor. That gives us more room to play around with the sky, and we do not have to do that much distortion in this video. That's why, and you notice how we keep things fresh. We alternate between the 2-frame and 3-frame format. That keeps things interesting. One of the cute things I noticed in the video is that my friend Alfie, that's Alfie walking with me because he had a knee injury. And then later in a while, we see him here on top. He's riding a bike. Yeah, that's him. He decided to rent a bike and he joined the rest of our journey on his bike. But later on, we see him walking again at the very end. Here, there's Alfie walking. And this is a nice place, nice scene in our video, because we said that we are not just inclusive for runners, we also welcome walkers. So we're walkers here and walkers there. So overall, it's a very nice balanced video. Maybe the only comment I have is that the running seem quite empty. Where's everybody else? That's because I was doing my sweeping duty as the front runners. I'm the person to go at the back of the crowd and make sure that everybody runs safely. That's why everybody else was ahead of me. So most of the time I was just running really fast to catch up with the crowd, and eventually I caught up with them at the end of the video here. Right? But by then most of them have already completed the run. That's why we see most of them gathering here. Right? Okay, pretty good outcome. Let me just flip over to Premiere to show you how it was done. In the last parts of the video, I talked about exporting the clips. Now, the problem with editing in Premiere is that this kind of stacking of frames is very computationally expensive. It becomes kind of slow on my computer, which is actually quite powerful. That's why I decided to export it as an MP4 file and just put it in. It generally we don't recommend it, but it'd be better to just embed the entire Premiere sequence into our timeline instead of using an MP4 file, because it preserves the resolution and all that, and we might have less compression artifacts. But the render times were killing us. The preview times were very slow. It was very sluggish. And when we want to synchronize this with the beat and music, it's very hard. That's why I just decided to go with the MP4 files instead of using the Premiere timeline, Premiere sequence. The clips that we exported earlier on will look like this, right? In the last video, we talked about Run A and how we have this triple stacking effect. And then to export this into an MP4 file, we had to do a file export, send to Premiere, send to Adobe Media Encoder. Then we will get these files here. This is Run A. When we export it, we have run a.mp4. And then when you play it back, it's just that file. But notice that it's a lot slower. It's 20 seconds. But in the actual video, at the end, it's compressed down to like here, run A. Run A will take only 7 seconds. Well, 4 seconds. Less than that. And that's because we applied some effects to make it faster. Notice that run A has been increased in speed. It's now running at 441%. If you look at the speed duration, yeah, it says 441%. I didn't set this number myself. What I did was that I used this tool, the rate stretch tool. I clicked it, and then I used this thing to stretch the rate. So when I drag, it will change the rate. I would just simply drag this to fit into the timeline. Now, you notice that timeline is a bit odd. It's like jumping all over. The reason for doing that is that I'm trying to meet with I match with the beat of the song. When I listen to audio, I know that this is the point where the song says go, and that's why we need to do a transition to another clip, and then the other beats and so on. So that's why I'm using this as more as markers. When I see a clip here, it means that I'm trying to match up with the beat of the song, and therefore I'm able to drag in clips and then use the rate stretch tool to fit into the timeline. Yeah. Therefore, yeah, the matching of the beat is important. The duration of this clip, not so much. That's why I can play around with it, and this stuff in the end it gets ignored anyway because it's overlaid by the this clip on top, which matches the beat. Run B is, let me just hit it here. Run B comes from this sequence, run B, that I rendered as MP4 file. Run B.mp4 will simply show a 2x2, a 2-layer stack of videos. Again, it's quite long. It's 40 seconds, which I have heavily compressed into 5 seconds. So that's really, really fast. And the speed of it, you can see, is 722%. That's like over 7 times the speed. That's why it looks like we're flying through the scenery. Run C. Run C, I didn't cover it in the last video, but it looks like this. Run C is when we introduce our runners. Again, we use stacking, and we had to do some special effects here so that we could frame our runners in the shot. Otherwise, it gets messed up. And then we exported Run C into Run C.mp4, which becomes this. It's a 90-second clip, but I took only the first few seconds. Yeah. So I sped up a bit, and I took up only the first few seconds. If we look at the clip here, it's 170%. Yeah, it's not going. We're not going to fly through this in at the 7 times speed like the earlier clips. This one is only sped up a bit more, 170%. Right? There's like 70% extra, so that our people here don't look too anxious, don't look too fast. Right? Looks more natural. And then we chopped off to fit into this time slot, which is just 4 seconds. Notice that everything is all very tight. Our song is only 30 seconds long. We need to match everything to the beat. Therefore, there's a lot of cutting going on. The last part is the part where we meet everybody at the ending point. Minimal effects here. We did use a time remapping. The earlier part of this video is a lot quicker. Then we slow down the rest. So from this point onwards, the speed is 100%. Now before that, it's quicker. We see that in the time remapping. If we go back earlier on, you can see that the velocity is 275%. which means that this video is going really fast at the beginning. Then we slowly ramp it down to 100%, which is the normal speed, right? To achieve this curve, we have to expand these two clips here, and then drag it so that the handles will make it smooth, right? We have some pan effects going on here because we're changing the angles. We're looking at it from an angle, then we are trying to switch over to the side view, and that looks different, right? Then the end of the video, we how do we end the video? Well, two things. We had to look for an interesting point to end the video. At this point, we ended this video with Sentinel waving goodbye to us. That's a good point to end it. But also the audio. We have to make sure that the audio is in a good place. It's not too noisy, and make sure that it has got the vocals removed. In this way, we are able to loop back to the beginning of the video in a nice, pleasant way. Right. Therefore, this is a logical place to end the video, and a good place to stop the music too. Right. Let's see. Anything else we did special here? Yeah. That's really it for this video. It's kind of complicated because we have the stacking of the videos, and that made it really slow. We are not able to preview this in real time. That's because each of these videos is an 8K resolution, and we have 3 clips of 8K stacked on each other. Yeah, obviously any computer is going to run very slowly. That's why I decided to just export this sequence as a MP4 file and then just put it in. We may suffer some loss in resolution, but I think we're okay. Provided that we're not going to zoom in and see some of the pixelated details, doing this MP4 might be okay. And besides, we're exporting in 4K resolution. We can afford to lose some resolution, right? Yeah, but otherwise, everything turned out quite okay. We prepared the music in advance. This is the exact same music clip that we saw earlier on in our live stream. We matched up the beats in the music. Everything has to happen on that beat. Yeah, and everything else came together quite naturally, quite easily. Yeah, and we completed the edit in about 1 or 2 days, so that was pretty quick. And that's it for our live stream. We have completed the first video for our Sunset Way run for Singapore front runners. There is one more video that we need to do. There's some stuff at the end that we captured for our run. The social part. There is a let's see. There is a cool down happening at the end of the video that we will put into the second video. Also, we have a brunch. This is the cool down exercise that we did. We'll put this into the next part of the video. And there is a brunch at a local coffee shop. We'll put that in part of the video also. So next video is going to be more social. We're going to focus more on the social aspects of our run, the cool down, the eating, and so on. And I'll do a live cast of that. Thank you so much for watching our video, and please join me in the next live stream. Thank you.